holy oil. Breakout started where I was using it. I was putting it here. My neck was all red. I was putting it on my chest. Hey, I'm back with another video. My daughter is sleeping, so I'm not gonna be as loud as I want to be. So it may kind of seem like I'm whispering, but I wanted to go ahead and get this video out, not prolong it anymore. This is a video that I have been wanting to do for years, just now sitting down to get it done. So this is gonna be a multi-part series because I have a lot to say about it. But anyhow, for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Gandhi. I'm a new mom, also a wife. And pretty much my entire life, I have suffered with eczema. And so this video is going to be focused on the top 5 triggers for my eczema. And if you're currently battling with eczema, there are those of us that were born with eczema. There are others who got eczema after they got pregnant. Sometimes it just comes up randomly. And so this is just anybody that is struggling with eczema. If you know someone with eczema, definitely share this video with them. Please subscribe to my channel. I am new. As you can see, I barely have any followers. Still trying to decide on how, what I want to focus my channel on, which is, I'm seeing now, I'm gonna be talking about whatever. Wherever the rabbit hole will lead me is what I'm gonna be talking about. So number 1 on my list for my top 5 triggers is gonna be shellfish. The top 3 things that trigger my eczema, and it's actually an allergy, it's a verified allergy, but it's gonna be shrimp, crawfish, and lobster. I'm gonna put a picture here. This is me in first grade. Back in first grade, I lived in Minnesota. This was before I even tasted crawfish, okay? You see how my skin looks? Beautiful, right? Okay, look at my skin now. Not so bad, but you can see I have eczema under my nose. We'll talk about that in another video. But second grade, we moved to Louisiana, and that's where I lived for the rest of my childhood. Completely different change in my eczema. So I knew it was something about Louisiana to the reason why my skin got so bad. But when I moved to Louisiana, I was introduced to crawfish. Skin got all the way messed up. Didn't know what was flaring up my eczema until my mom took me to an allergist. Found out about my shrimp allergy. It's kind of like one of those things where I assumed that I was allergic to shrimp, but I wanted to make for sure because I love some shrimp. So anyhow, I found out that I was allergic to shrimp for sure. When my husband and I went to Orlando, we went to Disney. While we were there, well, before we left, my skin was beautiful. And if I can find a picture, I'm gonna put it right here. Before we left, my skin was beautiful. I'm talking the sun hitting it, kind of like it's hitting it right now. I don't have a flare-up going on right now. Anyhow, we went to a nice place. I remember eating some shrimp. I told my husband, I said, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some shrimp. And if my skin flares up, in the next couple of weeks, we'll know that it's the shrimp. Lo and behold, neck, chest, everything just flared horribly. Along with the shellfish allergy is a lobster allergy. Now the lobster allergy is not as, so the shrimp is the most severe. And then actually shrimp and crawfish, because I think that they're part of the same family. That's another rabbit hole I'll go down on another video. But anyhow, the lobster, I can still eat it, but I don't. But I can still eat it, and it doesn't flare me up as bad, but it's still a trigger for me. Number 2 on the list is fragrance. Just imagine being in high school, junior high, all the girls are, spraying their body spray, perfume, all that, and you have eczema, so it can't even touch your skin or else you're gonna break out. It's very unfortunate. So Perfume, I mean, I still use perfume, but I'm very cautious. For example, if I put some on, I'm gonna put it on my shirt. So like I'm looking at my shirt now trying to see where would I put it. I try to put it somewhere where I know that my hands are not gonna touch, or my daughter, if my daughter's on me, that it's not gonna get on her. I know my husband, he suggested for me to like spray it on the back of my shirt. So that's a good place. So like, yeah, basically I'll just spray it like somewhere back here. And then also have to be careful because it can seep through the shirt. That's another thing. I'll probably try to spray it somewhere to where the shirt will be laying on my bra, to where it's not going through the shirt directly to my skin. Like there's something, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. What else? So washing powder. I do not use fragrance. I do not use washing powder with fragrance in it. You have to be mindful about that as well. They do have like baby washing powder, and it smells so good. I think it's Drift, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put a picture of it here. But that stuff smells so good. We were using it on my daughter, but I was breaking out, and that's another story. It may say that it's for babies, but it's not fragrance free. So it would not be best to use it if you have eczema. More than likely, if you have eczema, these are gonna be your triggers as well. Holy oil. So I found out that holy oil was a trigger. It's a fragrance. Well, my husband and I got married March 17th of 2018. And I want to say like the day after, I was on this high from the wedding, just high emotions. If you've ever gotten married, had a wedding, you probably know what I'm talking about. I felt like I needed some protection. I'll just say that. And so I had some holy oil, and I was putting across here on my forehead, putting across on my chest. I just wanted to feel some protection, okay? I don't use holy oil today, but anyhow, I started to break out. When I have a breakout, I'm having to rack my brain on like, what is it that I have changed? What is it that I have eaten that's different? Usually it's a food, right? I'm like, what is it that I'm eating? What is it that I've eaten this week or in the past couple weeks that I wasn't eating before? What product am I using that I wasn't using before? Like, it's just this constant, I call it like a science experiment. So I'm hypothesizing on what this allergy or trigger is. I started thinking, and then also have to pay attention to where am I breaking out. In the instance of the holy oil, breakout started where I was using it. I was putting it here, my neck was all red, I was putting it on my chest, this was all red, and then it started, the inflammation and the redness started to come all the way down. It started covering up my breasts, and then it started working its way down my back, even though I hadn't put it on my back, but it's like my skin absorbed the oil, and now it's inside of my body, and now my body is like, hey, what is this? We don't like this, and then it's reacting, which presents itself as the eczema. That's number 2. Fragrance is number 2. Number 3, as far as my triggers, number 3 is going to be nuts. So the nuts that I'm allergic to: peanut, pecan, sesame, pine nut, macadamia, walnut, pistachio. And those are minimal allergies. Now the top nut that I'm allergic to is hazelnut. And I had to take a breath because these are my favorite. I would eat, okay, so first off, these come in all different size packs. They got the ones with 3 in them. They have the ones with 10 in them. They've got the big huge one that they have during Christmas. I could eat, I'm not even gonna tell you how many, but I could eat a couple of those a day, okay? So, found out about that allergy from an allergy test, and I'll talk about that in another video. But it broke my heart. But since I've stayed away from them, my skin is looking a lot better. Okay, number 4 on my top 5 triggers is gonna be my airborne allergies. So that's gonna be like dust, pollen, dust mite, animal danders, trees, grass, just any of those allergies that I have. And I'll talk more about those allergies in another video. But just stepping outside with all those allergens, or like, for example, I don't even sit in grass. Like, I know some people that can get their blanket, or even not even a blanket, just go and sit in the grass. Like, I don't know if that's a grass that I'm allergic to, and more than likely it is a grass I'm allergic to. So I don't even stand in grass barefoot. So yeah. And then number 5 on my top 5 triggers is gonna be heat. So if it's hot outside, if I'm in the sun, it's probably the heat along with the airborne allergens that are probably, you know, getting on my skin, the pollen or whatever that's touching my skin when I get outside, along with the heat. So yeah, so these are my top 5 triggers. I'm gonna do some more videos on this. The solution, if you have triggers, is to either stay away from them or build up immunity. And I'm gonna do another video about that.